I'm Veronica White, and this is Psychology of Us, sharing the stories that matter. Catch us every month on Channel 31 or stream us anytime on CTV+. Welcome to the Psychology of Us, the show where we dive deep into the intricate world of human behavior. From the things that matter most to us, our desires, our fears, and our dreams, to the complex web of relationships that shape who we are. We're here to unravel the tapestry of emotions that make us human. In every episode, we'll explore the connections between our thoughts and our feelings, our minds and our hearts, to understand what drives us, what holds us back, and what helps us grow. So whether you are curious about why we love, how we heal, or what makes us tick, this is the place for you. Let's start this journey together into the heart of what makes us, us. For our very first episode, we're starting with something that affects every single one of us, whether we realize it or not: mental health. It's a topic we hear about often, but how many of us truly understand the role it plays in our lives? How many of us know how to make it our own? Something more than just a buzzword or a vague concept we read about in articles or hear in a passing. Today, we're going to break it down. What mental health really means, why it matters, and more importantly, how we can apply this understanding to our everyday lives. Our conversations on Psychology of Us will be as diverse as the issues we all face. We'll talk with the therapists, personal coaches, and experts from all fields of psychology. One of the most important things we'll talk about is how to take what we discuss and make it personal. So it's not just theory, but something that fits seamlessly into your life. We want you to walk away from each episode with a deep understanding of yourself, a new perspective, or even a tool that helps you face life's challenges with a bit more resilience and grace. So settle in, join us, and let's dive into these conversations together. Because psychology isn't just something we read about, it's a part of us, shaping our world every day. To kick off this conversation, we're thrilled to welcome someone who has spent more than 3 decades helping people transform their lives. Today we're joined by an inspiring leader in health and wellness, Robb Evans, the founder of Studioz Personal Training and the voice of the Mental Toughness Podcast. With over 36 years of industry experience, Robb has dedicated his life to transforming not just bodies, but minds and lives. As a devoted father and relentless advocate for mental health, he is the driving force behind the 36 Months campaign, co-founded with media personality Whipper, aiming to raise the minimum social media age to protect young minds. With a wealth of experience, he's helped countless individuals to discover resilience, foster meaningful change, and build lives that honor their mental and emotional well-being. His approach to health goes beyond physical fitness, focusing on mindset sustainable changes and long-term wellness for each client. Please welcome Robb Evans. Robb, welcome to the Psychology of Us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Veronica.
It's a privilege to have you here.
Great conversation.
So to start with, I'd like you to ask you a question. In your decades of coaching, and what have you found to be the most common barriers people face when trying to build mental toughness and resilience?
Well, I guess when people first come in to meet with me, I have seen a shift in people's mindset with certainly with COVID here in Melbourne being locked down more than any other city in the world. Prior to people coming in, prior to COVID, they would come in and they would talk specifically about they want to transform their body. They want to lose weight. They want to do those sorts of things. Post-COVID, that's probably the third, fourth, or not even anything that they mention because they want to improve their health. And the more conversations that I'm having, particularly with middle-aged to older men, is around mental health. They want to improve their mental health and have either heard through some means that doing exercise, getting a meal plan that is more healthy for them is something that's going to help them build their mental health and mental toughness. And because they've seen me in the media, they think, oh wow, I think you can really help me with my mental health.
Yeah, I've seen you also in the media. I would think the same. And I also had a privilege to train with you in the past, and definitely I think your unique approach is to combine not just the physical wellness but also mental, and that connection is very important. And
yeah, absolutely. I think if you're just wanting to, say, join a gym and do the exercise and think that's going to do the work, then the exercise is great for your mental health, but it's such a small piece of the puzzle. And the way that I like to work with clients is talking about overall health and say, what does health mean to you? And like if somebody asks me what it means to me, it might take me 5 to 10 minutes to explain it because it's so detailed. And it's something that it moves and it changes over time. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the older that I get, I think I throw a few more things in there to say, do you know what, I never used to think about my energy and focus, but now, because I have so many things that I want to do, I think, well, if I don't have good health, then I don't have the energy. If I don't have the energy, I have no chance to focus properly on what it is that I want to achieve. So those things have become really important to me. And I find that as you grow and as you build on those things, it just enters all areas of your life. And really the health body transformation is a byproduct of getting those other things correct. And so my approach is a little bit different, helping people achieve those things, but it's also exciting because people don't usually tap into that side of them. And it's not until people start to do some of these things, and for some people they can do a lot, for some people it's a little, but just by making a start, then you can start to feel that the endorphins are being released. It's like, oh, I just did something for myself that feels good. And then down the track you start to realize that, well, actually I'm looking after myself, I'm spending more time there, my mental health is starting to improve, I'm going just for a walk out in nature, I start to feel just that little bit better. And so it really is an individual journey, but I do think that you've got to build your health from the inside out, and that comes with, am I going to make a commitment to my health, or am I going to just do something for now? And so that's the thing to get people to realise, how do we make this as a part of our rest of our life?
And what interesting you shared that sometimes we don't have the point of reference in our whole psychology or brain, and we need to create these new pathways that, yes, okay, I know now how to feel energy. 6 months.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So why we're kind of having the conversation today is like my daughter had suffered from anorexia from the age of 13, and she ended up passing away at age 15 because she didn't know how to handle it, and it all started from bullying at school, and she wasn't able to talk about it for 18 months. And since she passed, I feel like it's my duty for her legacy to know who this beautiful girl was. And her and I had a number of conversations before she passed about wanting to do this together to make a difference for others that are suffering from an eating disorder, because a lot of people don't realise it's a mental health disorder. Some people think it's a decision that people make just not to eat, but it's not that simple, and it's getting worse, and it's particularly bad for our young girls. So I'm doing everything that I can to make people aware and to improve programs that exist around eating disorder treatment, early intervention, recovery. And yes, then the social media whipper and his team reached out to me to say, look, we love the work that you're doing, we'd like you to be part of this this as well. And so I think it's only a matter of weeks now before they make a decision about what the age will be for social media, but anything that we can do to just raise the awareness. Like when I was a young boy, the concept of mental health was just not spoken about.
It wasn't.
And it was a case of you have to be tougher. You've got to suck it up, and just deal with it. You don't talk about it.
Well, thank you for sharing something so vulnerable, and Liz was a very beautiful girl. I'm glad I met her in my lifetime. She's a very beautiful soul. Your input in this shifting the awareness about the age, when the girls, especially girls, should be exposed, to social media, and you progressed a lot in that. So you're almost expecting the decision. That's a big part. That's a big step.
It's tough because I see so many adults that struggle with social media. So what hope is a developing young mind at age 13 when they can legally get Instagram? How do they know what to do? How can they tell what is fake, what's not? They're trying to build their own identity and stand out, but also belong at the same time, and there's so much comparison, and there's cyberbullying. Liv wasn't cyberbullied, but that's an increasing trend as well. So there's such vulnerable ages. We just want our children to be able to develop their own identity, and that's really tough. And it probably took me decades to discover my own image and like my own personal journey. There's worse stories out there than mine. But I think it's finding those effective strategies that we can use for ourselves to manage that, and which is why I love what I do, because it's just finding that right strategy for the person at the time to help them just progress a little bit. And honestly, you don't have to do much every day to feel so much better, and that's what's really exciting about the work I do.
Oh, you're definitely a great example of, as walking your talk and showing people that you can build and have that resilience even in toughest times, things unimaginable. On your podcast, you emphasize the connection between mental toughness and physical fitness. So can you share some specific ways people can use physical habits to strengthen their mental health? Because as you shared, some people have to start to move before mental.
Well, personally, my background is coming from strength training. So I started out doing powerlifting and bodybuilding and things like that. And I just love the feeling that you get from just getting a pump in the muscle and so forth. I get way more out of that than I do from endorphin release perspective than I do from walking, but I do both. And so I think the key is you've got to find things that you really enjoy. If you've never tried strength training before, I would say don't just join a gym and just go for it, because you're going to be left to your own devices, and how do you put together the right program for you, not injure yourself, etc. So I think you've got to engage the right coach that can help you and meet you where you are, somebody that's got proven results like myself, so that you know that you are working with somebody that's trusted. And I would say try that and see how it feels through your body, because that's how you change the shape of your body. So depending on where someone's journey is, if they're literally a couch potato, it's like, well, don't just start running. I would say, let's start by walking. Get out and go for a walk, even if that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. And you will just feel better as a result of doing it. Your body will thank you for it. Your back will get less achy. Certainly as we get older, if you've got 30, 40 years plus in your body, you'll find that you start to notice aches and pains in your joints and your back and so forth. And walking is one of the safest ways for your bodies and joints to be able to do that. And the positive impact that has on your mental wellness, I encourage everybody to do it outside, okay, in an area where there's more nature around you, just getting the natural light into your eyes, because we're so surrounded by screens these days. Just hearing the nature sounds, that if you're mindful of them, it's like, oh, there's wind, there's birds, there's whatever in the background, you can hear cars and so forth. It just has this magical way of just shifting your mind to another place to make you feel more at ease. And so you don't have to put a lot of rocket science into moving. I just say just move more. And all of those things just start to make you feel better. And when you feel that you are living your best life through health and wellness, then you just feel better. And you start to get more energy, and you start to say, oh, well, I'm moving now. Maybe I should clean up my food a little bit. And it's one step will lead to the next, to the next, to the next. Let's just go from there. Some people can do it all, but most people can't, because remember, we want to make small adjustments that are going to last a lifetime. But if you've got your whole life to get it right. So why rush to do a crash thing that you may find that you can only do for a few weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, and then you fall back into those old habits. That was too hard.
Exactly. And I think it goes together what you shared when people join the gym without guidance, without the coach. They just join the gym, they don't know what to do, they don't see any results, and they give up, and then they feel like a failure, and then it just really will never start again, perhaps,
That's
feeling
right.
discouraged.
Or jump onto that next thing. I see Veronica's doing this, so I should do that too. Mental health is about continuous growth. If you can see yourself progressing every day, then that makes you happy.
I feel like I've progressed today after our very stimulating conversation. And so what an incredible conversation we've just had with Robb Evans. His insights into mental toughness, resilience, and the importance of mental health in our everyday lives have been both inspiring and thought-provoking. And I hope each of you found something that resonated, maybe a new perspective or practical takeaway to bring into your own life. It's conversations like this that remind us that mental health isn't just for times of crisis. It's a daily practice that can empower us to live with great intention and resilience. It's easy to think of mental health as something we address only in times of crisis. But as we've explored, it's actually a foundation for how we experience our lives day to day. Our mental well-being influences every part of who we are, from how we face challenges and process emotions to how we connect with others and find purpose. Mental health isn't a luxury, it's essential. In this episode, we discuss practical ways to incorporate mental health into our daily lives with our amazing guest speakers, exploring how small shifts in perspective can lead to profound changes. This is just the beginning of our journey to make psychology accessible, relatable, and deeply personal. Moving forward, each episode of Psychology of Us will explore different facets of human behavior and the issues that impact us most. We'll discuss some powerful real-life topics that I think will resonate deeply with you. For example, we'll have episodes dedicated to boundaries that heal, where we'll look at why setting healthy limits in our relationships can be one of the most loving things we can do for ourselves and for those we care about without losing connection. I look forward to seeing you next time as we continue this journey. Until then, take a moment each day to check in with yourself, nurture your mental health, and remember, you are not alone on this path. Thank you for watching, and here's to understanding ourselves a little better, one episode at a time.